92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
When we do these second date updates, I'm always interested in hearing the story of the date and what happened and why people think they might not be getting a call back. But actually today, I think I'm more interested in hearing about all the other failed dates that this person has been on.
Oh, the list is that long. It's always so sad.
We got an email from Jackie. She wants to do a second date update today. She's kind of back on the dating scene, I guess, after getting divorced and stuff like that. But she says that she's been dating a little bit and she's had a bunch of weird experiences. So, Jackie, can we actually talk about the weird experiences instead of the person that you want to talk about?
Oh, no, I'd rather not, really.
Oh, my God. I hear from single people that listening to these are often just depressing because they're like, this is what the dating scene is. Great.
Yeah, it's so depressing. I mean, the guys that are out there are so weird. The first date I went out on, he wouldn't stop smelling my hair for like the first hour of the date. I was like, what are you doing? You know, like some personal space, please.
Like he just
It's weird.
He just sat there smelling your hair?
Yes, it was freaky. It was like, you know,
I don't
I don't even know you.
Sounds like a normal date to me, Jackie. I think you are just out of touch. So your email said
Maybe.
your email said you haven't been dating in a long time because you went through divorce and all that kind of stuff. How long has it been since you've been out in the dating world?
Oh, my gosh, probably 15 years.
Wow.
Oh, that's a while. That's a while. That's probably kind of
Yeah.
scary getting back in the game, you know?
Yeah, it really is. It's really kind of bizarre, and I feel like, you know, like I'm a kid all over again, and, you know, that's not a good thing.
But the guy that you want to call today, his name's John?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And so this was a positive experience for you.
Yes, finally, I met this guy. He was so cute and tall and beautiful eyes and great smile and sense of humor, and told him about my kids. He seemed totally cool with that.
Wow.
We had this wonderful night and ended with this fabulous, passionate kiss. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know, finally a good one. And then I never heard from him.
Can I ask you, where did you meet him?
I met him online, but I feel kind of weird about even saying that. It's like, I'm kind of ashamed even to admit that, but I don't know where else to meet people. I mean,
Hey, that's where everybody meets
Yes.
people now. I mean, you have to sift through the hair sniffers and the other weird people. But you've done that and clearly met somebody that you liked. What did you guys do?
he took me dancing, and I haven't been out dancing in I don't know how long, but we just had a blast.
Are we talking like grinding, or are we talking like ballroom dancing?
No, we went to a club, and
Okay.
you know, they had you know, music of all different genres and stuff. So it wasn't like, I don't know, you know, rap music that you can't really dance to. It was like fun music, and we just had such a blast together. We had a really good time.
Okay, why do you think he's not calling you back if you had such a great time?
I don't know. That's why I'm like, what? You know, I know I've been out of this whole thing for a while. I don't know how it all works. You know, are you supposed to wait 3 weeks before you call someone back? I don't know. I mean, I never understood. Listen, I never understood guys when I was a kid. I don't understand them now either. I mean, I'll forget it.
All right.
And what are you looking for? Like when you're out dating, if you were to go on a second date with John, are you hoping that it would turn into a relationship, or are you just looking to have some fun?
Well, I think I would like a relationship again, you know. I mean, I wouldn't take it super fast. I think I would want to take it kind of slow and kind of get to know the person pretty well before I got involved after having such a disaster with my first husband. But yeah, I'd like to meet someone. I don't want to be alone the rest of my life. You know, my kids are going to grow up, and then what? You know, I'll be all by myself.
Did he know about the kids before you guys went out?
Yes.
He did,
On
okay.
my profile, it's very, you know, I made sure that people knew that because I know that could be like a problem, and maybe it is, and he was just being nice about it. I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say, how did that conversation go when you talked about your kids?
He seemed fine with it. I mean, he's never been married before. He doesn't have any kids of his own, but he had some nephews and nieces, and he seemed like he really liked hanging out with them and playing with them and stuff. So,
That's not bad, because you bring up kids with me on a date, and like, it's like a hole through the wall like a cartoon character. I bust out of there so quickly. Some guys are like that, you know?
Yeah, but you wouldn't.
right, exactly.
But you wouldn't go on a date with somebody who had it on their profile to begin with.
Well, it
right?
depends on what you look like.
You're such an awful person.
Okay, so how many times have you tried to get a hold of him since you've gone out?
I texted him the next day to say, you know, thanks for such a great night out. Look forward to seeing you again. And then I think I called him like 2 or 3 days later, but that was it. I don't want to be like a stalker, and I don't know. I don't know what to do. Am I supposed to call him? Is he supposed to call me? I don't know.
Has he said anything back to you at all?
No, it was silence, like crickets. Nothing.
And you can't think of one thing that was awkward.
The only thing I can think of is that he's like a little bit younger than me.
And by a little, you mean...
Well, like 12 years.
He's 12 years old?
Way to go, girl.
You say he's...
No, And I would not be saying, way to go. If he
Oh,
was 12.
12 years younger. Okay, I just heard 12 years. I was like, wait a second, Jackie, you're doing this wrong. All right, so
Oh, my God.
that could
Not allowed to use the phone.
Yeah.
That's why I called you back.
that could maybe possibly be a thing though, to be 12 years younger than somebody. Some people might care about that.
Yeah, I guess 12 years might be kind of a lot for some people, but he seemed to be okay with it. And I put my age out there. I was very, honest on my profile. I know a lot of people, put a lot of garbage up there and lie and all that, but I was really honest, and people tell me I look a lot younger than my age, and and because all my information was out there, he knew what he was getting into. It wasn't like I showed up and it was a surprise, right?
Unless he was I don't know, maybe giving it a try for the first time and then noticed that, we actually don't have anything in common.
No, maybe. I thought guys like the cougar thing. I don't know.
I like you.
Well, we'll find out. We'll play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for today's second date update, Jackie is on the phone, and she wants to call a guy named John today. They met online. She's had a string of bad dates and apparently has just jumped back into the dating world after getting a divorce and stuff. They went out, danced a little bit, and now he's not calling her back. She has no idea why, except she thinks it could have been because she has 2 kids and maybe that kind of scared him off. Jackie,
Yeah?
you know what I'm thinking might have scared him off?
Oh, no, what?
Your ability to twerk. That's right.
Twerk that out.
Maybe, just maybe, you were dropping it a little too hard on the dance floor, Jackie. What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, maybe he doesn't like the way I dance. I don't know.
I can hear it in your voice. You know how to get down, don't you?
Twerker, bro.
Yeah.
She's a twerker, bro. Oh my God, that would probably have been shocking for him, seeing that you are 12 years older than he is.
Well, I don't do all those workouts for nothing.
Yeah.
I've been doing that insanity thing for years, trying to keep myself in good shape. So
Good
come
for
on.
you.
All right, well, I'm going to dial his phone number now and see why he's not calling you back, okay?
Thank you.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is John there?
This is John.
Hey, John, how are you? This is Jubal. I host a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Oh, okay. I think I heard of you. What's this about?
Well, I wanted to ask you a few questions if you have a second.
About what?
About your dating life.
That is.
That's weird.
Well, I'll explain. We do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. It's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up blowing them off after the date, they email us to see if we can get you on the phone and ask why. So you recently went on a date with one of our listeners. Her name is Jackie.
Oh, okay. Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
So Jackie told us about your date and said that she actually liked you a lot and wanted to see you again, but she's wondering why you're not answering her phone calls.
She's really great. I just don't think it's going to be right, though.
Is there a particular reason?
It just sometimes you just don't match up. That's all.
Does it have anything to do with the fact that she's 12 years older than you?
No, I knew that. I knew that before we went out. So, and she's really fun. She's really great, and I hope she finds somebody great to be with.
Okay, if she's so great, then why don't you want to go out with her again?
Yeah, it's just I want what's best for her. So.
Do you feel like you guys are looking for different things in life?
Yeah. I think I just want her to really be happy. She deserves that.
It sounds kind of like you're dancing, John. Be honest.
Yeah.
Is it the age thing? Like, you can tell us the truth.
No. She doesn't even look her age. Actually, she looks great.
So she's great, fun to be around,
Beautiful.
gorgeous, yeah,
Yeah, sounds awful.
and has kids, and you don't mind kids. So everything about her is perfect for you, and that's why you don't want to see her again.
I really like her. I think she's awesome, but I think that in the end, it's not going to work out. So.
Why?
Wow.
Well, did she tell you that she's divorced too?
Yeah, she did. She told us all that.
Yeah.
And did she tell you about what her ex-husband's like?
No, she did. We could have gone into that, but I was more concerned with hearing about your date with her, not her ex-husband.
Not rehashing her marital problems.
Yeah.
Well, he's just he just really has his stuff together. he's this big-time investment banker and very successful and probably provided a lot for her that I just can't do.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
You realize he was also a bag who she divorced, right? And doesn't like at all.
I don't really know too much of the details of why they got divorced or anything. We didn't really talk that much about that. I just know I'm barely getting my life started. I just started working in public relations, and I'm not going to be able to give her that.
That is so
man.
unfair to her, dude. Not only are you saying that, I mean, it just implies that she is looking for someone with money.
No, but it's not even like that at all, though. I'm just talking about that there's a standard of living that people are used to being at, and I can't fit into that for her. I can't give her that. That's real. That's like very real. It's not anything bad about her. In fact, that's what I'm trying to say is I think she's really great, and I want her to have what she should have in life, and I can't give that.
Yeah, but don't you think that maybe she has her own money and her own way of life, and that actually maybe she wasn't reliant on her ex-husband at all?
I don't know about that. I don't think that we're in the same place in our lives. And if you talk to her, can you just tell her I had a really wonderful time with her, and I really want the best for her?
I can do that, but why don't you do it yourself? Because she's actually on the phone listening to this conversation.
What?
Yeah. Jackie?
Hi, John. Listen, I think you're great, and I wish you didn't feel that way because none of that stuff matters to me at all, really.
But it's going to. Look, you're used to a guy that's really put together and has everything kind of figured out, and I'm just getting started, and I'm just kind of figuring out where I fit in life right now. And
No, but I like that about you. I like that you're excited and looking forward to the future and have all kinds of ideas and things. I mean, I've already been there, done that with a guy who's a jerk. I don't need to go down that road again.
you like it now, but in 2 months it's going to be boring to you, and you're going to want more. You're going to want to go out and go on crazy vacations that cost a lot of money that I can't give you.
Oh my God, you are so jumping to conclusions. What are you saying?
I mean, that's where it's headed. Like that's why we went out. I mean, that's where it's going to go eventually, and I can't do it.
Well, really, none of that matters. I just wanted somebody that I could really click with, and I thought we had a great time together.
You like me now, but the thing is you're driving up to meet me in a Mercedes, and I'm driving up to meet you in like a 1999 Toyota. It doesn't match up.
Yeah, but from the sounds of it, you're the only one that's concerned about it. She's not concerned about it.
Yeah, but long term, it's not going to work out.
Nobody said anything about long term. We could just hang out and hook up,
Whoa!
Yeah, girl.
I like
Yeah.
her.
Did you mean hook up in the way that I think you meant hook up, Jackie?
You know what that means, right?
I don't know. I just wanted to have some fun, and I don't want to be that serious.
As you should. You are making up for some lost time.
That's right. That's right. I never said I wanted to get married right now. I don't want anything serious right away. I just want to go and have some fun.
Yeah.
And John, you look like you could be a lot of fun.
Okay. Well, that's different from what I thought.
Yeah, it sounds to me, John, like Jackie is not interested in a long-term thing with you at all. She wants to chew you up and spit you out.
Which would be cool to do.
All right. Well, in that case, would you guys like to go out on a second date? John, we will pay for it.
Oh, man.
You know what? As long as there's no long-term expectations, then hell yeah, I'd love to go out again.
Oh, my gosh.
Does that sound okay with you, Jackie?
Oh, I think I've made my point. That sounds more than okay to me.
All right. Well, congratulations, you two. It's a successful second date update. We'll send you out again.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I can't wait to see you, John. And just like Jubal said, there may be some chewing and there may be some spitting out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Looking for the perfect birthday or anniversary gift or a special date night? Well, then you need Zodart, Seattle's only exotic car rental company. Visit Zodart.com to book an exotic special car for that very special day.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
We've heard a lot of surprises on first dates.
Oh, yeah.
We've been doing the second date updates for a while now. Like we had a guy show up with his face beaten from a backyard MMA fight. That's a surprise.
Forgot about that guy.
Had a guy show up on a bike, the kind that you pedal instead of a car, and then ask the girl to drive him to wherever they're going. We've had a bunch of surprises like that, and today's second date is no different. But this time, Jackie had a surprise for the guy that she wants to call today. His name is Paul. What's up, Jackie?
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Please tell me it was a good surprise and not like all the other surprises that we just listed.
I mean, I thought it was a good surprise.
Okay.
All right. Well, before we get to the surprise, let's talk about the guy. His name is Paul.
Yeah,
And where did you meet Paul?
I met him at a bar.
Okay, did you approach him first?
No, I was actually on my way out, and he's like, "You're super cute. I really want to get to know you." And it was like kind of really random, and I don't know. I mean, if it was any other guy, I would have been like, "Who is this guy?" But he was really cute.
I just picture someone like standing in your way and not letting you out of the door.
You're cute. Give me number.
But it was like not creepy. Like it was kind of more like, "Hello there," like very like.
So he was hot enough, in
Yeah.
other words, because if he was not attractive, you'd be like, get away from me, creep. I'm trying to leave. You have 2 seconds before I elbow you in the junk and walk by.
Yeah, I did not mind much at all.
Okay, and he actually followed up.
Yeah, and he called me rather than texting, which was like super attractive. And yeah,
All right.
Yeah,
and so what'd you guys do when you went out?
so he seemed to really be into jokes and like that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I wanted to surprise him, but not overwhelm him. So I said like, you know, we just met, so in case you're an axe murderer, maybe we could do a double date. If you could bring a friend and I could have a friend.
Okay,
Yeah.
that seems like a reasonable request.
Yeah. So he came over to my house, you know, with his friend and rang the doorbell, and I showed him my surprise.
Whoa.
I don't think
Like
that's
a magic trick? Or
I don't think
you
it's
showed him that you
appropriate.
can juggle or something? What do you mean?
No, I opened the door and there was Paul and his friend, and my surprise was that my twin sister jumped out behind me and was like, "Hey."
Whoa, twin sister.
Whoa.
Oh.
So your surprise was your twin sister.
Yeah.
And we're talking identical twin sister or fraternal twin. You didn't know what was going on. Like, oh, another person.
No, identical.
Okay.
When he showed up, he'd have been like, I hit the jackpot.
Right? Like, and this way we can all like kind of jive together. And I thought he's got a kick out of it, and
Nice.
you know,
So what was his reaction when he saw two of you?
I mean, what would your reaction be if you saw two of me?
I'd be scared and run away. But I'm not most dudes.
You think
It's a
you're
lot
having
of-
a stroke and just seeing double?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
It's a lot of pressure.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure my sister and I are both really hot. So I'm pretty sure you would have liked it.
So
All
is
right,
this...
wait, I'm just saying the pressure of having two, it just would scare me. So was his friend as excited as he was? Because all of a sudden he's on a date now, right?
Yeah, I mean, his friend like seems to really get a kick out of it. He was like, "What is going on?" I mean, but they both seemed pretty happy about it.
I think it'd be so strange to be out on a double date and look over and see your friend dating the same person you're dating. I mean, I know you're not the same people, but it'd be kind of trippy.
I mean, I feel like maybe it would be easier for them to compare notes at least.
Why would you want that? You don't want them to compare notes. What are you talking about?
Do it
I
anyways.
don't know, but we ended up going out. We got some drinks. We went dancing. It was actually a really fun time.
Cool.
But, I mean, here's the deal, is that my twin sister is actually going out with his friend again, but I haven't heard from Paul in, like, a couple weeks.
Oh, that
backfired.
sucks.
Yeah, that's kind of the risk you took when you did that surprise, huh?
Oh no.
I guess. I mean, the friends seem to like it at least. I don't know what Paul's problem is, or
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, we'll find out what Paul's problem is. We'll play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. second date update.
Right in the middle of your second date update, and if you're just joining us, Jackie is on the phone, and she wants to call Paul today. She surprised Paul on their first date with her sister.
Surprise!
I know that sounds kind of weird, but she told Paul, hey, why don't you bring a friend along on our date, because I just don't feel safe. And then when he showed up at the house, her twin sister jumped out from behind her and was like, surprise, it's now a double date with twin sisters. And they went out dancing and had a lot of fun. And now she's not getting a call back from Paul. To make matters even worse, Paul's friend has scheduled a date with her twin sister. So the twin sister got a call back, but Jackie has not gotten a call back. And we're going to get Paul on the phone and find out why. All right, Jackie, are you ready to make the phone call?
Yeah, totally.
And your twin sister hasn't been able to get any gossip from her date about why Paul isn't calling you back?
No, not at all. The friend claims that he doesn't know.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just really frustrating because, like, we were all having so much fun, and then, like, they're going out, and I'm sitting home wondering what happened.
Well, she went along on your date. Why don't you just go along on hers again?
I mean, yeah, I'm about to ask that.
All right, well, I'm going to dial his phone number right now, see if we can get him on the phone and get your second date update, okay?
Okay, cool.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, I was looking for Paul.
This is he?
Hey, Paul, how are you? My name is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
A radio show? What do you mean?
I mean, like a lot of cars have them, and
No, Jubal.
you can hear them
not his
in restaurants and
question.
stuff, and then we do a show that comes out of the radio, and you can hear it.
Okay.
It's on the FM dial.
Sorry.
What does this concern?
This concerns an email that we got about you.
You got an email about me. What was the email about?
Well, it was from a girl named Jackie that you recently went out with on a date.
Jackie sent you an email? Why would Jackie send you an email?
Because you're not calling her back after your date.
Duh.
This concerns our one date. We had one date, and now she sends an email to you guys.
Yes. You guys had one date, and you haven't called her since, so she emailed us to see if we could get you on the phone and find out if there's a reason you don't want to go out with her again.
In the email that she sent you, did she by any chance tell you what happened on that first date?
Did she?
She told us a little bit about it, yeah. She said that you showed up to her house, and she surprised you with her twin sister, and then you and your buddy went out on like a double date.
That's the vanilla version of it, yeah.
Did she?
And the vanilla version, what would be the chocolate version or the...
That's not the expression.
I don't know.
Neapolitan version?
Yeah, what's the more colorful version of it then?
The Rocky Road version?
I just got a really creepy vibe.
Creepy?
Creepy.
Why?
It just gave off a creepy vibe. I show up with my buddy for a double date, and it's with her and her twin sister.
So,
That's
wait.
creepy?
What's creepy about that?
That's awesome.
Because they were doing the thing where they dress alike and they finish each other's sentences and they're speaking in twinsy or whatever.
I'm kind of with you on that one. That does come off a little weird.
What if like a secret language?
At first, I thought it was kind of cute, kind of funny, and I'm like, all right, I'm in on the joke. My buddy Nick, he's in on the joke. We both think it's kind of cool. And then it just kept going.
Oh, so like
So, was it just annoying then?
Yeah, there is a certain point where you're like, okay, let's drop it and let's get to know you individually. Because it was I met a girl named Jackie, and I was like, well, what's the other girl's name? Well, it eventually comes out her sister's name is Jill. But which one's Jackie? Which one's Jill? Jack and Jill. Get it? Isn't that funny? They thought that was hilarious, too.
But you can't be mad at them. That is their parents' fault. That is not their fault.
I can be mad at them for being so amused at it. So, like, 2 decades later.
Yeah, if they love it, it's one thing.
So did it feel like, if you're going to date me, you got to date my sister? We come as a package.
Oh.
Well, they were in love with the fact that they're both twins so much they didn't even seem to care that they were on a date.
Oh, no, they're showing
What do you
off?
mean? Like they were putting on a twins show
Yeah.
for you?
A little bit, like an exhibition. Like, isn't this so amusing that we're twins and that we look alike? And so they started doing weird twinsy stuff. Like, one of them would be like, I'm the evil twin. And the other one would go, no, I'm the evil twin.
Oh, man.
You think that after your whole life living as a twin, the novelty would wear off?
The joke would
Exactly.
get old
Yeah.
eventually.
It was very obvious very quickly that they weren't there for a date. I was there to meet a woman, and they were there to play their twin game. I wasn't having any of it. I just wasn't cool. And I look over at my buddy Nick, who's my wingman. I'm like trying to give him the signal of like, let's pull the cord.
Yeah.
And he was like, he gave me the reverse signal of let's stay and let's see this out.
Like, he loved it.
Yeah.
You were like, all right, I've seen twins before I get it. And he was like, ooh, twins. What are they going to do next?
Exactly. So at that point, I was like, all right, I'll be your wingman. But I wasn't invested at that point.
Yeah.
Which one's the evil one?
Well,
Yeah, look at
Paul.
they look the same.
I do have to tell you something. Jackie is on the other line listening right now and wants to talk to you.
Or is it Jill?
Nah, the evil one.
Jackie, are you still on the phone?
Yeah. Hi, Paul. I thought we really got along, so I was just, I don't know, I was kind of excited about you, and you just totally ghosted. So, I don't know.
It seemed pretty
I just
obvious
wanted
to me that
figure out what
you weren't into the date. It seemed like you were into some sort of weird performance piece.
I mean, it wasn't a performance piece. Like, we were just having fun. You can't take a joke.
I can take a joke. I love jokes. But your joke went on for like an hour and a half, and it was a version of Who's Who.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not Saturday Night Live for you. I mean, we were just having fun.
But it just seemed like I wanted to get to know you. That's why I asked you on a date, and all I got to know about you is that you have a twin. That's it.
I mean, I don't know. I'm really close with my sister, and, like, she's a big part of my life, and we're twins, and it's kind of really cool. We actually like each other. And I thought you got it, you know?
No.
Yeah.
No, I really didn't. I mean, I have siblings, and I don't think I would ever bring them along on a date. Maybe next time just bring it up on a date, like, oh, I have a twin sister, and then it's like an interesting point of conversation, but don't actually bring her on the first date. If that would be my suggestion.
Jackie, I don't think that he's saying anything mean. I think he's just saying that he didn't get a chance to know you at all, and it felt like you were like hiding behind this twindom thing or playing into some sort of twin fantasy that he obviously doesn't have.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't really see what the problem is. Everyone else thinks it's really cool. Like, people love that we're twins. And, I mean, your friend Nick didn't seem to have a problem with it. I mean, he's going out with my sister now. So I don't understand what's up your butt about this. It was a fun
Well,
night.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Nick is going out with your sister. He's not going out with the two of you.
He brings up a very valid point right there.
Well, Paul, why don't you try going out with Jackie?
Yeah.
Would you like to go on a second date with Jackie? We will pay for it.
I appreciate the offer, and I think you're a very cute girl. I think you just need to learn to be on your own and not have your sister as a security blanket.
Dude.
So you're not going to give me that chance to learn how to be on my own, so to speak?
I really don't think that we should go on another day. I think we gave it a shot, and it didn't work out.
Oh.
Okay. I mean, I think there are a million guys out there who would love to go out with a twin, a hot twin. So I think that's just your problem.
Okay.
That he doesn't share the twin
Yeah.
fantasy.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
sorry you didn't get a second date, Jackie.
Whatever. I mean, obviously he's really weird and doesn't even know what's good. So
Well, the good news, Jackie, is there are a ton of people who do know what's good. We're getting a lot of texts in right now at 78592 of people who would love to take you out, your sister out. One guy named Rodney says he wants to bring his wife along, so all three of you can go out. That'd be a lot of fun.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Okay, we get it. We get it. All of the thirsty dudes out there who are texting in at 78592, and I'll take Jackie on a date. I love twins.
Hot twins.
All right.
Jackie was right about that twin thing
Man.
and guys being obsessed.
We're talking about the second date update. Jackie wanted to call a guy named Paul. She has a twin sister. Her surprise for Paul was she said, hey, bring a friend along. We're going to go on a double date. He showed up, and she was like, surprise, it's my twin sister. We're all going on a date together.
Yay.
And the guy's friend actually ended up going out with her sister again.
Yeah.
But she was wondering why he wasn't calling her back. And he wasn't calling her back because apparently the two of them are like super annoying twins to
They're
him.
those twins.
They're
Yeah.
the twins that everything is like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. I was totally thinking that. Oh my God, we wore the same shirt today. Oh my God, hey, I bet you can't tell we're twins. No, I can see it. It's right in front of me. And so he just couldn't handle it and didn't think he could go out with her again.
I was pretty on board until he said that they dress the same.
Yeah.
That I'm like, as adults, like I get if your mom dresses you the same because she doesn't want to put the energy into finding two outfits. I mean, really, that's what it comes
And
down
it's
to.
cute when you're a kid.
Right.
When you're
But
little.
as an
When
adult,
you're older, it's a little.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
yeah, it's strange.
Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back. It is Friday, and you know what that means.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday are the next days.
I mean, it does mean that. That's true.
And then that's Monday, Tuesday, following Monday, Tuesday.
Thank
That's how
you.
it works. Oh, also Young Jeffrey's Song of the Week. That's what it means. That's coming up at 8:10.
Moving 92.5.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Let's face it, there is no sexier job out there than a mailman. Yeah.
Hey.
That's why I'm always ordering stuff from the Postal Service. Waiting for him to show up at my door and I answer it in my negligee. Just, oh, hello, Mr. Postman. Is that for me, for little old me? I forgot there was going to be a package delivered today. Look at me just dressed like this. Ooh, I wonder what's in the box. Could it be another negligee? Would you like to come in and try some sweet tea while I try this one on? You cad, I bet you would. Well, come on in.
And how are you a Southern damsel when they show up?
That's how you have to be. That's what the post people like.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that right, James?
That's right. We do like the southern ones.
James is a postal employee, and that's how James apparently met the girl that he went out with. The girl that's not calling him back now. So what's her name, James?
Her name is Sharon.
Sharon.
Okay, I bet
right.
she was attracted by your awesome calf muscles.
You
Postmen
know,
always have great calf muscles.
A lot of walking.
up and down stairs, too.
Your email said that you met the girl that you want to call today while you were working. How'd that go down?
Well, I just started a new route a couple months ago, and I think actually the very first day on my new route, I delivered to this house, just a routine delivery, and this beautiful woman answered. She's a redhead, which I like.
Nice.
Great smile, pretty eyes, and I was just speechless when I saw her.
Isn't this against like some sort of rule though? Like you can't date people that you're delivering mail to, or you shouldn't know somebody's address before you ask him out or something?
We'll call it maybe an unwritten rule.
All right. So what'd you do when you were speechless when she came to the door? You just stand there with your clipboard and not say a word? That's creepy.
Yeah, I think actually I just started pushing the package at her.
Take it. Take package, hot woman.
That's cute.
Sounds like a
though.
smooth move.
So yeah, actually, she offered me a glass of water that day. It was a very, very hot day. I had loosened up my tongue a little bit. We got to chat a little bit after that.
Wait, so did she invite you in?
No. She just brought it out to the door.
Oh, okay.
That might be a little too forward.
Yeah, I was like, man, I've seen some movies that started like that, but I didn't know that was an actual thing.
That's a big package you got there.
So how did you go from that to asking her out on a date?
Well, after that day, I'd still see her from time to time, every few days, deliver to her, and sometimes she'd come to the door and we'd chat again.
You just get the wrong address, like all the time. Oh, this was for your neighbor. So sorry, I did it again.
She's getting 8,000 pieces of mail.
You get a little suspicious how that was.
All right, so when did you finally ask her out?
I've been interested in her for a while and always looking forward to delivering to her. It always made my day if I got to see her. So I finally said I just had to work up the courage to ask her out. And you guys are going to make fun of me. This is a little lame, I know. I wrote her a note, and I put it in a postal service envelope to deliver it to. I put "for Sharon's eyes only" on it, and I went up to deliver it to her, and I said, hey, this is a very important message. I think you should open it right now.
Oh my God, was your heart beating out of your chest?
I was so nervous you wouldn't believe it. But she opened it, and it was just a note inside that said, hey, I think it'd be cool to go out and get some drinks or something, just get to know each other. And she read it. She kind of laughed a little, but I think she thought it was cute, and she said that she would go out with me.
Oh, so
Awesome.
you just stood there in front of her while she opened the package.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's a risk.
Dude,
This is a big
It was
risk.
a risk. I had to know, though.
All right.
I couldn't wait to get the message back in the mail.
Well, she obviously agreed because you guys went out. So what'd you do?
I just let her know that I could swing back around after I finished my route in a couple hours, and she said that'd be okay. So I came back around and picked her up. We just went out to a bar, had a few drinks. It was nice. It was kind of the first time we had like a real kind of in-depth conversation. Still pretty casual, nothing too deep or anything, but just a real conversation like you would have rather than just a couple minutes on the stoop.
So she's gorgeous. You're incredibly attracted to her, and you really enjoy talking to her.
Yeah, and she's got a really nice butt, too.
Oh, okay.
Don't forget about that part.
Sorry, I
All
left
right.
that piece out.
You know how the mailmen are.
So why do you think Miss Nice Booty's not calling you back?
I'm really not sure. I thought everything went well. After we went out, I walked her home. She gave me a little kiss on the cheek when we got back to her place, and then she went inside. So I've been texting her since then. I haven't heard anything from her. Even when I go by her house now, when I'm making my deliveries, the blinds are always shut. She's not home or she's just not coming to the door.
Yeah, she's hiding in her back bedroom as soon as she sees the postal service pull up.
I hope not. I hope not. But...
Is there anything that you can think of why she would just completely not want anything to do with you?
No, unless she was just maybe a little freaked out by the thought of dating the mailman.
Okay.
I don't know. It seems kind of convenient.
You see him every day, though.
Yeah, right. I'll be by every day.
Yeah, new visits. Hello.
Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Right in the middle of a second date update, and if you're just tuning in, James is on the phone. Today, he wants to call a girl named Sharon. He's a postal delivery worker, a mailman, and he actually asked out one of the people on his route, and that would be Sharon.
In a really cute way.
Yeah, he walked up to her with an envelope and said, "Here's a special delivery for you." She opened it up, and it was a letter asking her out. They went out for drinks right after that. He walked her back to the place, got a hug, and now he hasn't heard from her. Not only that, but she doesn't answer her door anymore, and her blinds are closed. So it's
sketchy.
Pretty apparent that she does not want to see him again. Before we start the second date update, James, and give her a call, I have kind of an off-topic question for you.
Okay.
Where do you get those sweet shorts?
That is a good question.
So random.
Yeah, they are pretty rad.
I can't say anything about that, man.
You send
I'm
me a
gonna
pic?
go blabbing postal service secrets.
All right. 'Cause I was going to say if we could trade, man. I'll do the second date up for you if I can get a pair of those shorts.
No, man, I can't do it.
All right. Well, we'll do the second date update anyway. You ready to give Sharon a call?
Yeah, let's call her.
And your goal is to really go out with her again, right? Because you seem really smitten by this woman.
I wouldn't be on the phone with you guys right now if I didn't really like her.
I guess that's a good point. Yeah. I emailed the radio station to do a second date update, but nah, I don't really care about it.
Some people just want to know what they did wrong, okay? I'm saying you want more than that.
Yeah, I would just really like to see her again. I thought we had a lot in common, and you never know what can happen in the future, so I was just hoping I'd get another chance to explore that.
Okay, well, here we go. I'm dialing her phone number right now.
All right.
Hello?
Can I speak to Sharon?
This is Sharon.
Hey, Sharon, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Oh, not interested, thank you.
No, please don't.
We're not
Don't hang up.
telemarketers.
Don't hang up. This is not a telemarketing phone call.
Okay, then what is it?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a radio show.
Okay, I'm still not interested.
No, we're not trying to sell you anything or do a survey or anything like that. I actually am calling you because somebody that you know emailed us and asked us to call you.
What?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
His name is James.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming you know who James is.
Yes, I know who James is.
He's the mailman with a heart of gold.
She doesn't sound like you agree with that statement there, Sharon.
So James emailed us because he wanted us to talk to you. He told us how he asked you out and you went out on a date with him. And he really liked you, but for some reason you're not calling him. And now when he goes to your house, your blinds are closed and you don't answer the door. So he was hoping maybe we could find out why.
Oh, listen, I'd rather not talk about it.
Is there anything that you can tell us?
No, I just don't want to embarrass him, and it's just kind of private information, so.
If it's embarrassing for him, he wants to know.
Right.
And you got to put yourself in his shoes. I mean, this guy likes you. He spent weeks working up the courage to ask you out. He finally does it. You guys go out, and now you won't even answer your door.
So you guys just want to know why I've been avoiding him?
Well, he wants to know, too. We all want to know. Everybody wants to know.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't have even really gone out with him, honestly, but he wrote this really sweet letter and it kind of put his heart out there, and so I said yes, and I guess it would have been fine if he hadn't really just crossed the line.
Wait, why wouldn't you have gone out with him prior to that letter?
I don't know, it's the mail guy, you know?
Yeah, so you just don't think of him as an option, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know, isn't that kind of weird to date your mailman? Because then they're still coming to your house.
Yeah. More importantly, I want to know what you mean by he crossed the line.
Yeah.
What did he do?
Well, we went on a date, and after that, everything was fine. But a couple days later, I found this note in my mailbox, and he had opened my utility bill and saw that it was late, and so he paid it for me.
What?
Whoa, that's
Wait, hold
yeah,
on.
I'm
That
like,
is-
sweet. You don't like that, though?
You guys, that's a federal crime.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. I saw it and I was like, I think this might be illegal for him to do this, and this is his job. You know, I can see how he thought that might be a sweet gesture, but like you said, it's illegal for him to open my mail.
Well, and how did you, I mean, did he leave a note in there? Is how you realize he paid for it?
Yeah, he was basically like, hey, Sharon, saw that your bill was late and I paid it for you, so here's the bill, don't pay it.
That's
Man, I wish this guy was
weird.
my mailman. Just pay all my late payments. That'd be great.
It's not baller at all. It's intrusive and creepy.
What other mail is he reading? That's my problem with it.
Exactly.
I'm not reading any other mail. Hold on. That's the only thing that I looked at.
Oh.
Wait, what's going on?
Sharon, that's James. He's on the other line and wants to talk to you.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? James?
Yeah, now listen, I think it's a little unfair what you're saying. I really just was trying to do a nice thing for you. I saw that your bill was late. I thought I'd help you out. I wasn't trying to freak you out or, get too involved with your life or anything. I just thought that was something I could do to help you, and now I feel like I'm being punished for it now.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's creepy. Don't you see how that's creepy?
If you say that it is, at the time I didn't think of it that way. It says right on the outside of the bill, payment past due. I wasn't, rifling through the mail or anything. It was really just this one bill that I saw, and I thought that it would just be a nice thing I could do to help you out. I wasn't trying to go through your mail or anything.
But you don't know what my financial situation is. Maybe I just forgot to pay it, It's all very intrusive.
Well, regardless of, whether or not you could pay it yourself, I just paid it for you. I thought that's a nice thing to do. You never thanked me for that or anything.
No, thank you, nothing, man. James, why didn't you tell us about this when we first talked to you? I would have been able to tell you right there. That's probably why she's not calling you back.
Yeah.
I just didn't, it wasn't part of the date, so I didn't think I needed to mention it.
Yeah, that's a pretty big thing to leave out.
I don't know. How much was the bill?
$172.
That's nice.
I thought it was like $50.
Even if he took you out to dinner on a date, he's probably not dropping $172.
Dude, I don't want any man up in my financial business, period, let alone some guy that I just went to drinks with once.
I agree.
Hey, I thought you guys were supposed to be helping me out here.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, you creeped me out, man.
I'm not paying your bill, only Sharon.
Only Sharon gets her bills paid.
That's a good point, James.
I understand now how you may have thought it would be a sweet gesture, but it just really freaked me out. I mean, who's this guy that's going through my mail and paying my bills for me,
Well, yeah, really, there's no hidden agenda here or anything. I was really just trying to do a nice thing. Maybe I went about it the wrong way, but my intentions were certainly good.
All right, well, Sharon, can you at least see what he was trying to do? Maybe it's a little misguided, but he's trying to be nice.
I guess so. It's weird.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you on that. But Sharon, would you like to go out with James again on a second date? We'll pay for it.
Oh, man.
So that James doesn't have to, and you don't have to worry about where the money came from.
Sharon doesn't have to pay for anything these days.
Sharon's got it good.
Well,
Sharon, I'm sorry. I clearly have overstepped my bounds. It's not something I intended to do. I just thought that you were such a kind person to me, such a genuine person, and I thought that you were someone I'd like to get to know, and just thought that maybe I could pay that back a little bit, do something kind for you. And that's really it. I just, I didn't go through any of your other bills. I didn't want to pay any of that. I really was trying to help you out one time. I thought you seemed like a great person. I just wanted to get to know you more.
Okay, that was pretty sweet. I'll give you that.
So what do you think,
agree
Sharon?
with you on that one.
Even though it's a weird move, would you like to go out with him again?
A weird illegal move.
I want to give you a second chance, but can we just forget that this whole thing happened and you never pay any of my bills ever again?
Whoa.
Actually, we could take it a step further. You could just pay me back the $172 and then wipe the slate clean.
You want to do that, Sharon? You want to reimburse him?
I mean, we don't have to go that far.
All right. Well,
Yes.
James, congratulations. You got your second date.
All right, thank you.
I don't
Yeah.
know how you
And-
managed to pull that off. That was impressive, James.
No more.
Everybody likes the mailman.
Right. Yeah, they do. No more going through people's mail at all, okay? Even if it's in a way to help them out.
When Christmas comes around, I'm not even going to pick out the Santa Claus letters.
Good.
I'll just throw them all in the trash.
But perfect. Even better.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
A lot of people texting in at 78592 right now. They would like to go on a date with James
Yeah.
from the second date update. If you miss it, James is a postman. Mm-hmm. He actually asked one of the women on his route out on a date. Her name was Sharon. They went out. She wasn't calling him back. As a matter of fact, every time he'd show up at her house, like her blinds were drawn, she wasn't answering the door, wasn't talking to him anymore. So he knew he had done something wrong. When we got her on the phone, we found out the reason that she didn't want to see him again or talk to him again was because he actually opened up a piece of her mail. It was a bill, I guess, that was overdue, and he paid the bill for her and left her a note like, hey, I took care of this for you, saw it was late. And that creeped her out. One, because it's a crime to do that, and he was going through her mail, but his intentions were good. He just wanted to help her pay a bill that was late that she might not have known about.
And apparently I'm the only one that thinks that that is crossing a line.
I think it's really nice.
Everyone is texting in that they want to date this guy.
Yeah, if
that
somebody
is
would just
too
pay my
much
bills for me on time, I'd appreciate that. I don't
Hold
care
on,
who
if it
you
was
are.
Any other piece of mail, though, that is super creepy. All right, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but if
Bills
it's like
count.
personal
it's like your
stuff.
It is your personal stuff. It's your
right?
financial.
Yeah, but it's a bill she didn't pay. He was helping her out a lot. Credit is very important, and he was just looking out for her credit score.
Credit is very
He
important.
actually was able to score another date with her, though.
Yeah,
She,
good.
at the end of the conversation, thought what he did was actually kind of sweet. A little misguided, but kind of sweet. So she agreed to go out with him one more time. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
They say in life, always leave somebody wanting more, especially in dating. You know, like sometimes you leave them wanting more by not even showing up to the date.
Yeah, I don't think that's what they
And then you're mysterious. Kind of like what happened to Caitlin, right? Caitlin, you got stood up, apparently. That's what your email says.
Yeah, I did.
All right, first of all, tell us a little bit about where you met this guy.
Well, I tried online dating,
Uh-huh.
and I'm very new to it. I haven't done it before, but friends talked me into it, and I went on a few dates, gave it a try, nothing special. But then online I met Brett, this guy Brett.
And you
didn't say where you met him. What website was it?
Can I say?
Yeah, sure.
OkCupid.
Okay, so not like the best dating website out there.
Yeah.
It's like OkCupid and Plenty of Fish are basically
Yeah.
probably the worst places you can meet a dude. So you met this guy on OkCupid. How long did you chat before you decided to meet up?
We were talking for a while, for like a week and a half before we decided to meet up. And I got really excited about him, even before we planned to meet up. He was really funny. He made me laugh. He was a good conversationalist. And I know it's online. Like, I know that that doesn't mean he's going to be great in person.
Yeah, it doesn't even mean he's going to be a he in person.
I was just surprised to I was surprised to be enjoying talking with someone that much. So I was really excited to meet him.
So what were you supposed to do? Just go to dinner?
We were going to dinner.
Okay.
And I got there on time. And he wasn't there yet. And I waited. And he still wasn't there. And I waited some more. And he still wasn't there. And I waited.
Oh, my gosh. That's so awkward, dude.
How long did you wait for him?
Finally, it was like 25 minutes later.
So you're just sitting at the table, just ordering drinks for yourself? Like, were you making excuses to the wait staff? Like, hey, I promise I got somebody coming to join me.
No, I sat at the bar and waited for him.
Oh, that's
All
a
right.
smart move.
Yeah.
And you were probably checking your phone over and over again. Did you try to call him?
I didn't call. It was 25 minutes, so it's like I was getting really mad, but that could be traffic. Like there could be an excuse for 25 minutes, but yeah, I was like trying to hold back and calling. I was just trying to stay calm because I didn't want when he walked in for me to be all mad that he was late. I didn't want to start that way. So I figured he would have an excuse, but he didn't walk in. He just texted.
And what did his text say?
He said, "It's not going to work out. So sorry."
He said it's not going to work out, not like,
It's
hey.
not going to work out. So sorry.
So basically, the whole thing between you guys wasn't going to work out, or just the date for the evening wasn't going to work out? Like, hey.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's what he said, and I was like, "Oh, what's wrong? Like, is everything okay?" And he said, "It's a long." He just said, "Long story."
Oh my God! I would have responded, "What the is your problem, dude?"
Well, I said, "It's fine. Do you want to reschedule?" And he just stopped responding.
So that's the last thing you heard from him was he said it's not going to work out, and then you asked if something was wrong, and he said long story, and that's it?
That's it.
And I mean, you don't sound angry, and you wanted to reschedule with him. I would be furious.
I was, honestly, I am, and I was, but I was still trying to, like, give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe something happened, like there was an emergency or a car accident or something. And so I actually went, when we were talking online before, he had mentioned that he lived in a nice apartment in Belltown. He has a doorman.
Okay.
And so I actually went over to Belltown, and there's not that many places with doormen. So I just kind of walked around and was talking with the doorman, and nobody knew him. And
Wait a second.
No.
So you went. Hang on one second, Caitlin.
Now you're
all right.
sketchy.
Yeah. Now, like, we've been ripping on this dude, but you. After he did this, you actually went to try to track down his place by talking to doorman?
Yeah, but...
Caitlin, do you realize that sounds a little bit crazy?
I just wanted to make sure he was okay.
No.
Now, on your profile, are you honest in your profile? Are the pictures 100% you?
Yeah.
So there's no way he could have walked in and been like, this is not the girl that I set up a date
I
with.
mean, I'm a cute girl. I don't think
You're not using that high school photo from 10 years ago.
No, I promise. It's exactly what it looked like.
All right,
Everything's real.
We're going to call him for a second date update. I'm going to do you a favor, Caitlin, when we get him on the phone. I'm not going to tell him that you tried to stalk him.
Let's keep that between us.
And talk to
thank
every
you.
doorman. I'm not going to tell him that because if I tell him that, he will not go on a second date with you. Do you want to see him again, or do you want to just find out what happened?
I want to know if I should be pissed or not.
Okay, but if you're not pissed, you'd like to go out with him again?
Well, if he's got a good reason, I guess, yeah.
And how long ago was this?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Okay.
I thought she was going to be like last
Yeah,
night.
I know. It just happened. I'm actually standing outside of his place right now. All right, like I said, I'm going to leave that out. But, Caitlin, we're going to play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just joining us for the second date update, Caitlin is on the phone. She wants us to call a guy named Brett today. Caitlin actually met Brett online, showed up to where they were supposed to meet. He never met her there. All she got was a text 25 minutes into waiting for him that said it's not going to work out. When she asked why, it just said, long story. I'm personally very excited to see if we can get Brett on the phone. You know why, Caitlin? Because I think I figured it out.
Really?
I do.
Oh, Nancy Drew over here.
Yeah, last thing he texted you, he said, it's not going to work out, long story, and then he hasn't responded to you. What I think, and you can tell me if you think that I'm wrong, what I think is you almost had a date with a superhero.
Oh, you think he's Superman?
He had like an emergency to save the world, and that's why he didn't show up, and he's been out fighting crime ever since and just hadn't a chance to get back to you. What do you think?
Well, Well, I kind of thought maybe he was murdered, and that was like his text log.
Hey, sometimes superheroes, hey, there are supervillains out there too. Maybe he lost the fight. Yeah. That's amazing that you almost had a date with Superman. Isn't that cool?
No.
Cool. All right, Caitlin, I'm going to dial the phone number, see if we can get him on the phone and get your second date update. Now, like you said earlier, you just want to know why he would do that to you, why he wouldn't show up and then blow you off and not even give you an explanation. If he's cool, you still want me to ask for a second date, though, right?
I mean, he's got to be really cool and have a really good explanation.
Okay, so he's got a lot of work to do, but if you end up liking his excuse, you will go out with him again.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, I'm going to dial the phone number right now and see if we can get him on the phone and get your second date update, okay?
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, is Brett there?
He's not here at the moment.
Who am I speaking with?
This is his roommate.
Okay.
Who is this?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right, not bad. So, what's your name, roommate?
My name is Paul.
Paul. All right, Paul. So, are you answering Brett's phone?
No, this is my phone.
Okay. What? I'm calling because Brett, that's your roommate?
Yeah, sort of, yes.
Is it like a roommate air quotes?
Here, look. Okay, Brett recently went out with a girl who listens to our show, and then he blew her off, and she gave me this phone number to call to get a hold of Brett. So,
okay.
This is not Brett's phone?
This is not Brett's phone. No, this is my phone. But
why would
Brett, he does give out my phone number every now and then.
Brett gives out your phone number?
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, this is hilarious.
Can you explain to me what the hell is going on?
Yeah, so I don't want to say his real name because I guess this is on the radio, but Brett came up with this plan, which is actually kind of a genius, but Brett is not a real person.
What?
My roommate just goes on these dating sites, and what he does is he has a profile. He's got his picture. He's charming. He's got a good job. Whatever. And apparently, girls really love the name Brett.
Oh.
So he sets up dates with, 2 or 3 girls at the same location, and when he gets to that location and the girls are there, he looks in and then picks the one he actually wants to go out with, and it goes from there.
Are you kidding
me?
Shut up.
And then the other girls have my phone number, or they call him or text him or something.
So you guys work together on this?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, I'll take phone calls for Brett, or I'll text for Brett,
You sound like this is just a normal phone call for you. Do a lot of people call you and ask for Brett?
Yeah, I get a couple of phone calls. They are usually from girls, so what threw me at first was you don't sound like a girl.
I feel like one.
So when a girl is sitting by herself, stood up at a bar, and texting about where you are, you're the one that's actually texting them and saying that, something came up.
Yeah, sometimes, unless he chooses the girl that has my number, and then it's a whole other thing. But usually I'm the one texting.
Well, that
is a very elaborate scheme.
Yeah. And what do you get out of it? I mean, at least he's going on the dates. Why are you doing this for him?
I'm bored. So that's bored.
Oh my God!
You sound like it sounds so much like you don't care at all. Like you're just like at least be like nervous and trying to cover it up. It sounds like you don't care one bit.
I mean, I don't really care. I mean, I think it's funny. Like, we sit at home.
All right.
Dude.
Well, the reason I was calling Brett was because Brett did that to somebody, and I guess you texted her back. Her name is Caitlin. I don't know if you remember Caitlin. I'm sure
Caitlin? That sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar. All right.
One of the many.
Hey, Caitlin is actually on the phone with us because
I'm so disgusted. This is the...
She was hoping
You're disgusting.
She was hoping to talk to Brett.
How the did you guys do this to me? It's so
I don't know who you are. I didn't do anything, but I just texted you that it was. I guess it was not going to work out or something. I don't know what I said, but I
don't even understand how you can be friends with this guy or help him. This is horrible. Do you
I've known
realize?
for a long time.
You realize
girls
he's
are
into women?
girls are crazy. Like this is like just a fun thing we're doing.
You're calling girls crazy?
You guys are putting so much effort into just f***ing with women. I don't understand. Like, you're just as big of a douchebag as this guy is. You're just as big of an ass.
Hey, look, I mean, like, he was talking to you online. Like, maybe you don't look like your picture online. Maybe you
I
lied
do
to him
look like my
about
picture. I
something.
look exactly like my picture. Maybe he doesn't look like his picture. That's what you said. He's full of and you're helping him.
I mean, that's one of my best friends. I don't know
He told me
if
he
you
lives
would
in
like what you're
Belltown with
saying
a
about it.
doorman. It sounds like you guys live on some disgusting hole of an apartment and just, like, date women together. What the hell is that? It's so disgusting.
Brett, do you even remember Caitlin?
I mean, I remember that name in my phone, but, I mean, again, it was like 3 texts. It was like, it's not going to work out, you know, can't talk
I
right
texted a
now.
lot more than that, and he didn't respond, or you didn't respond, so you.
Wait.
See what I'm saying about girls, man? I mean, they're all
Yeah.
like this.
Hey, dude, you're right, man. Hey, you know what? You bait and switch girls, you fool them, and then they want to get angry about it, you know? I'm completely with you, whatever your name is. All right, well.
So disgusting. I had no idea it would be something that ridiculous. This is the most pathetic, disgusting story I've ever heard.
Hey, Caitlin, like, I know that was my roommate, and that's a totally different thing, but if you want to go out sometime, you got my number. Like, let's do it.
What? You did not.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Never in your wildest dreams would I go out with you, you pathetic piece of shit.
Yeah.
Are you sure? I mean, it sounds like a sweetheart.
I mean, we can text. I got your number now, Caitlin. Like, let's talk about
So
it.
gross, dude.
All right, hey,
So disgusting.
Paul or Brett or whatever your name is. Man, thanks for being honest, at least.
Yeah.
I mean,
No problem, man. Honesty is the best policy, right?
yeah, dude.
Yeah, you're right. You're a moral, upstanding
Yeah.
citizen, my friend.
Try to be honest with the women from now on, buddy.
Yeah, I'll be sure to do all that.
All right.
Oh my gosh. you're
Thanks,
so
Brett,
gross.
or thanks, Paul, or I don't even know what his name is
What's his
anymore.
face?
Who cares? It doesn't matter.
He's gone. Caitlin,
I'm so pissed off. That was ridiculous.
understandably.
That's ridiculous.
But
Yeah, I
then-
think that might be the biggest D-bag we have ever talked to. Not even in a second date update, just on the show in general.
But thank God, Caitlin, that you weren't the one that he actually chose and you never found out about all this.
I know. I'm never online dating again. They've ruined it for me.
You know what, Caitlin? I don't feel like this second date update is done. I'm going to make it my mission to get this guy's real number, whoever Brett is, and so we can do another second date update for you. Do you want to do that?
No.
No. Well, but maybe he has a good excuse, and then you guys could go out like we were talking about earlier.
Not in a million years.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
We taped that second date update yesterday, and we were at an event last night, and I was telling everybody there when they were like, hey, I love the second date updates. I was like, you have to listen to tomorrow's second date update, the biggest D-bag ever. A lot of texts in at 78592. Nobody really giving the guy credit. No surprise there, right?
Yeah.
They said, that is Brett. I don't believe him. A lot of people think that that is actually Brett, the guy that's been
that he's-
fooling girls or making a bunch of girls show up to a bar and then picking which one looks the hottest and then blowing off the others.
I believed his roommate story. I mean, it was
Really?
so elaborate
He's-
that why would you...
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like there was way too much to it.
Yeah.
Another text in at 78592. What a bunch of D-bags. It's a-holes like that ruin dating for good guys. It is true. Listen, I don't subscribe to a bro code, right? I don't know, whatever, man.
Yeah.
All right? But I do have one thing that I subscribe to that is my bro code, all right? It's don't, like, screw over chicks. Don't cheat on your girlfriend, and don't just, because, you know what? You might think about it, I know you
Don't
guys.
do all the things
Well, no,
that
no,
I've done
I
in my
have-
past
Yes,
relationship.
I've done it in the past, and that's why I'm saying don't do it,
He's
because I
evolved,
know how
okay.
it is, right? So you do that to a girl, right? You might not care about the chick, whatever, okay? That's you. But eventually, she's going to meet some dude that cares about her a lot, and she's going to have to baggage in that relationship,
Amen.
and it's going to make life hell for that guy.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the bro code. Pay it forward.
It's true.
All right?
Forward.
Pay it
Treat
forward.
people with respect.
Yeah, so that you can pay it forward to the other dudes.
I like it.
Yeah, that's my bro code. If you want a second date update, all you have to do is just email the show, brookandjubal@moving925.com. We will call the person that didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5 presents
Freak Night.
Whenever people hear someone's an artist, there's a lot of stereotypes that come with that. You know, that they're financially strained.
Yeah.
They can't hold down a real job.
Uh-huh.
They never dress properly. They're socially awkward.
Yeah, true.
Do lots of drugs and alcohol.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking about artists.
Sounds like a good life.
I mean, they're basically one step above radio people.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I'm envious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're all those things, but at least the artists have a little bit of talent.
Oh, but I have a quote problem.
Yeah.
Like, come on, I'm an artist.
Nobody ever says you got a face for art either.
Right.
You know?
So I feel very,
man.
very honored to be speaking with a real artist who needs our help with a second date update today. His name is Seth. What's up, Seth?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, you're too happy to be an artist. Are you trying to be Bob Ross or something?
No,
what are you doing,
that's
man?
where the drugs come in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I was saying, so we're not all moody and depressed people, but we some of us do actually make a living selling our paintings.
That's awesome.
That's
so
impressive.
You're a painter then?
I am, yeah. I have a specialty, actually. I've developed this sort of niche for myself over the years. I've been painting pictures of crabs, and they do okay. They don't.
Cool.
I'm not.
That's cool.
Okay, so if we go to the art expo and we ask for the guy with crabs, they'll point us in your direction.
Right. That does happen.
Okay.
But it's not like crabs like you might be thinking. It's sort of like crabs as if they were like members of society,
I like it. It's like the dogs that are playing poker, but instead it's crabs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like crabs on a taxi, crabs getting a tattoo, I actually have one which I thought was really kind of ironic, crabs at a restaurant ordering lobster.
Oh, the irony, the symbolism there.
Didn't you call about a date, though? I mean, this is great, but...
I just want to talk about I think we're talking to, in 100 years, people are going to look back on Seth kind of like Leonardo da Vinci, like
I can only hope.
underappreciated in his time, and your crab paintings are going to sell for millions of dollars.
All right.
Legendary name Seth. The great Seth. We didn't know how great he was.
Right.
All right.
That's the crab man.
Yeah, the crab man.
All right.
But no, I am calling about a date because I had a recent experience, and I maybe you guys can help me out with this.
Okay, well, what's the name of the woman that you went out with?
Her name is Michaela, and at an art expedition, I was selling my paintings, and she was very interested in one. And actually, she bought one from me, which was super cool. So.
Oh, nice.
All right, so you were able to pay for the dinner when you guys went out. Sweet.
That's right.
It's nice to give woman crabs on the first meeting, but that's cool.
Did you ask her out? Is that something you typically do with customers?
She bought the painting, and then she just kind of hung around. As we were talking, she was just asking me about my work, and I started flirting with her a little bit. I started using, some jokes that I tell, the crab jokes. Like I'll give you an example. What do you call it? The crab has a part-time job.
What?
A side hustle.
Because it hustles to the side because crabs move sideways.
That's a thinker.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah.
That's a highbrow crab.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
There's a little bit of a dad joke there.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she and I are talking, and we actually bonded over our mutual love of coffee. We both drink a whole lot of it.
Okay,
Coffee,
yes.
okay.
I mean, like 8 to 10 cups a day.
Dang. No wonder you're talking so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already had about 4 cups so far.
Wow.
A couple months ago, I bought a really high-end quality espresso maker. It cost me about $2,000. It's amazing.
Oh, damn.
So I told her about it, and she said that she wanted to see it, and I was like, well, great, that's my in, and so I said, well, if you'd like to, after I close up here today, we can come over and I'll make you a cup of coffee, and we can hang out a little bit,
I mean, that's honestly the least innocent cup of coffee date I've ever heard.
Yeah. I mean, that's an old cliche when you invite someone up to your place for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
But you're talking an actual cup of coffee.
Yeah, come for the coffee, leave with crabs.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, so she comes over, and I fire up the machine. I make a couple espressos. I steam some milk, and ask her how she likes it. I've got not just a maker, but I've got a whole set there that I could just make any kind of coffee drink imaginable.
Okay, so you got Starbucks inside your apartment.
Mhm.
Literally.
So was she impressed?
So she was really impressed. She said she loved it. We talked for a little while, and then she decided that she had to go home for some reason. Personally, I think that
we were starting to connect. We were having sort of a spark, a moment between us. And I don't think she wanted to take it so soon.
I mean, she may have not even thought that this was a date.
Yeah, so was there any part of this experience that was very romantic for you?
Well, I feel like there was a strong connection. Look, it was flirty, you know? It was just there. There was a...
Yeah, you say that, but she's not calling you back. So you obviously read
Yeah.
something a little wrong. Can you think of something that went wrong?
Well, I don't know. I mean, like when she started to leave, I took her downstairs to get her Uber. I tried kissing her, but she pulled back from the kiss.
Oh.
So that didn't work out so well. She actually hit her head on the car as she pulled back.
Oh.
Like, no, not like she didn't hurt herself, you know. It's just a little bump, you know.
I just picture her like trying to climb into an Uber and you're leaning over following her with a kiss and she's like trying to scramble away as fast as
Oh,
she
this
can.
sounds so terrible. I swear I'm not a creeper.
Yeah, you
Okay.
don't seem creepy.
Yeah, I mean, nothing about what you've described sounds like it would be a reason for her to not call you. Is there
Right.
anything awkward or weird that happened during your encounter?
Okay, there was one point where we bumped into my ex-wife, but it really was like no big deal.
How did you just gloss over that?
I mean, I thought for sure it was hitting the head while trying to escape a kiss, but where does the ex-wife come in?
Yeah, it really wasn't a big deal. I mean, it was quick. My ex and I, we've been divorced for about 5 months, and we just ran into it. She said hi. It was nothing. I can't imagine that had anything to do with it.
Yeah, I can. I can imagine real easily that it had something to do with it.
All right. Well, we're going to play a song. We'll come back and we'll call Michaela for you and try and get you your second date update, okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, hold on. All right, if you're just tuning in, we're on the phone with Seth, a.k.a. the Crabs guy.
Self-proclaimed.
Yeah,
by the
which
way.
it's not a reference to his romantic history. Seth's an artist that specializes in painting crabs in human-like situations.
I love it. I want to buy one.
Yeah.
I kind of like it too. You know, one pincher is bigger than the other. It
Right.
just kind of makes a funny dynamic.
Yeah, just imagine just crabs playing basketball, crabs eating tacos.
Oh, crabs eating tacos.
Yeah, you get it. He
I
does
love
he
it.
does all the funny things that crabs do in human situations.
Yeah.
So Seth met a woman named Michaela while selling his art in an expo, and they had a nice day together. She bought one of his paintings. They bonded over their mutual addiction to coffee. He even showed her his $2,000 espresso machine back at his place. And there was an awkward moment at the end of the night where he tried to kiss her at her Uber, and she pulled back and ended up hitting her head on the car door.
Ouch. God.
But beyond that, he's not really sure what could have caused this date to
You're leaving
end poorly.
something out.
Yeah, he like nonchalantly adds at the end that he ran into his ex-wife who
Oh, right.
he's only been divorced from for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or 5 months, whatever, same difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did drop that in there too. So one of those things must be the reason.
No
But
wonder he can't figure it out.
what are you feeling here, Seth?
Yeah, I don't know. I really hope that you guys can convince her to see me again. I think she was a lovely person, and we hit it off, and we had a great time.
You didn't describe your interaction with your ex-wife at all. Like, I feel like we need some sort of background on that before we call this girl.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was so inconsequential. I mean, it was nothing. It was just sort of like a high and by kind of moment.
All right.
Okay.
Well-
I don't know. I mean, it's only 5 months. Whatever.
Let's
All right,
call
you say
Michaela
so.
and see what she has to say, because we could speculate about this all day. We just got to get to the bottom of it and make a call. You ready to do this, Seth?
Yeah.
All right. Let's dial the phone number right now. Here we go.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Michaela, please?
this is her.
Hi, Michaela. My name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. You have a second to talk with us?
What is this about?
Well, we do a segment on our show called a second date update. That's where if you go out with someone and afterwards, if they're not calling you back, you can email our show and we'll reach out to that person for you to figure out the reason why.
Okay, and what does this have to do with me?
So recently we got an email from a guy who's frustrated because he's been trying to get a hold of you and you're not calling him back. His name's Seth.
Seth?
Seth, yeah.
Oh.
The artist that you bought the crab painting from?
So chill.
I mean, it did sound like a chill hangout with him.
Yeah, no, it was cool. I bought a painting.
Mm-hmm.
It's cute. It's crabs bowling.
Oh. Yeah, he didn't tell us what painting you bought. It's some, okay.
That sounds awesome.
It's cute. I like it.
All right. Well, he told us a little bit about you guys hanging out, and he said from his end, it all seemed like you guys had a great time together. And he's not sure why you're avoiding his phone calls.
Really? He didn't mention anything?
Well,
he mentioned a couple
he
things.
did mention a few things that he's worried might have ruined things, but we'd like to hear what happened from your perspective.
Okay. Well, I don't know, like, how much he told you. He's a crab painter. I met him at the art show. He had all his crabs on display. It was cute. He's like one of the quirky artist type guys.
Yeah.
I picture him with curly hair for some reason. Anybody else?
I'm not sure.
Does he have curly hair?
You know what? He does.
I knew it.
Dude,
I knew it. It just red. Yeah.
So that's the problem? He has curly hair?
No,
and...
I'm not saying that.
Oh,
I'm just saying he's quirky. Like, we did talk to him, and he is kind of a little nutty, for sure.
Like most artists.
But he's nutty, man.
I feel like that's not a nice thing to say.
No, it's not bad. He just sounds like he drinks a lot of coffee, too.
He's fun. He's an art guy, and I'm kind of like that too. I'm like a little weird, a little out there, and so
what exactly is the problem though? Like, what went wrong where you're not interested in seeing him again?
Well, if he told you about our date and what happened, I'm sure you can kind of guess what the problem was.
I mean, he told us about the attempted kiss at the end of the date where you knocked your head on an Uber trying to get away from him.
Yeah, at that point, I kind of was just over it and ready to head home.
Okay, so it happened earlier.
Yes. So did he tell you about the whole wife thing?
Yeah, he said ex-wife, that there was a quick run-in.
Like a hi and bye thing.
Yeah, he kind of downplayed it as like a 5-minute or just
Not
quick
even.
like hi, bye. It was kind of weird, but you guys moved on.
Okay, yeah. So here's what really happened. So head over to his place, and he wants to show me his $2,000 espresso machine. I'll have a cup of coffee, whatever. Cool. So as soon as we get in, we walk over to the kitchen, and there's a woman.
There's a woman in his kitchen.
Whoa.
Yeah. She's like cooking something or fixing something. I don't know what she was doing, but it was a little weird, and it's just like, oh, hey, this is Michaela. Hey, how you doing?
Okay. And so I'm guessing you were assuming this is as a roommate or something.
Or like a friend.
Yeah.
So I'm like, who is that? Like, why is there a chick in your kitchen? He goes, oh, that's my ex-wife.
Oh. Wait.
I'm like, what?
Wait,
What do you mean?
The I ran into my ex-wife happened in the kitchen?
So, like, once she left the room, I was like, who is she? Like, what? What is this weird Three's Company dynamic going on? Like, what is this? And so he's being very just, like, nonchalant about it. Like, it's no big deal. She's my ex-wife. We've been divorced for, like, 5 months now. She's a mail-order bride, and it didn't work out.
Oh, my God.
Back it up. Hold on a second. Mail-order bride?
Were those the words he used?
Yes, verbatim. She's a mail-order bride.
So she's someone who married him to get a green card or a visa to come to the States.
I don't know the situation with that. Oh, I don't
Hey,
know.
can I say something? Can I clear something up, please?
Oh. Wow.
Hey, Michaela, we didn't wait to call him in, but he messed it up. We need to tell you that Seth's been on the other line listening, and he heard everything that you said.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Michaela.
Seth, you're supposed to wait.
Michaela, I thought I explained to you, okay? When she came over to this country, and she was a mail order bride, it just didn't work out.
Can you even use that phrase? Like, I don't get it. Like, you got paid to marry her, she paid you. What happened?
It's an arrangement. She wanted to come here, and we communicated and emailed back and forth, and we thought we would give it a try. And it just didn't work out romantically. We realized we weren't a match that way.
So if you're divorced, doesn't she have to go back?
We're trying to figure it out. I feel bad because I brought her over here. So what I've been doing is I've actually communicated with the company that arranged us, and we're trying to find her a different mail order husband somewhere in the area.
She's not like a rescue dog, okay? You don't just like pair her with a new house.
Is this like those ads like singles in your area want to marry you?
And I'm pretty sure this is highly illegal.
I didn't know you guys were going to call him. I thought we were just talking about what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love your crabs. You're a nice guy, but you know.
Michaela, look, is there anything that I could do? I would really like to see you again. I thought that we really connected. Next time we get together, I can actually make sure that she's not there. I'll give her a text ahead of time.
That's convenient. Thank you.
Listen, maybe you should just focus on rehoming your mail order bride.
Oh my God, this is terrible.
I think there are different possibilities and different ways that relationships pan out, and I thought that you and I really connected, and I'm so glad you appreciate my art, and I really want to share things with you, and it would be really nice if we could see each other again,
See, look, he's honest.
But he still lives with his ex-wife.
We realize we're just not compatible that way, We will sleep together, but there's no emotions there.
No, not
Seth, why are you dropping that? I was like on board with you. Why are you doing that?
It's
Why would you
emotionless,
say
though,
that?
Brooke.
No,
Because I just want you to understand that she's really no big deal.
Yeah, how would she feel if she heard you say that?
She doesn't speak English. She couldn't understand.
You guys, I don't know what to tell you, Michaela.
It sounds
I was almost on board.
What do you think? We'll offer to send you and Seth out on another date. We'll pay for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a no. I mean,
Yeah, it's gonna be a no?
Yeah.
There's a yeah and a no in there.
Let's not close the book on this chapter. Come on, I know we can have some connection.
Listen, how about next time you're having a show, you can text me, and I'll pop in and check out your crabs. All right?
Okay.
No to
All
the date,
right.
yes to the crab.
So,
Confusing, but we'll
okay,
take it.
yeah. Is that successful? I guess
Yeah.
it's as good as it gets.
If that's all I can get, I'll gladly see you again at my next art show.
Okay.
Well, there you
All
go.
right.
And I hope you love your crab bowling.
I've never been happier about a man giving me crabs before.
Yeah. It's crabtivating, if anything.
Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning.
Weekdays 6 till 10.
1049 Virgin Radio. Second date update.
We recently got an email for a second date update from a guy named Joe.
Cool.
Joe knows that his romantic encounter didn't go perfectly.
Okay.
He also knows who's to blame for that.
All right.
He's blaming it on a baby.
What? That is no. I thought we would be self-aware here.
Now,
Can you
Joe,
blame anything on a baby?
I get it, dude. I can't tell you how many emails we get from listeners whose dates have been brought down by a rogue baby.
It's a rogue baby now, like a baby that just came out of nowhere.
So many rogue babies out there trying to ruin love. So what's going on, Joe? You want to fight this baby or what?
The baby ruined my chances, I think, with this girl I met.
Wait. Hold on. Was it her baby?
Well, hold on. We'll get to the selfish baby in just a second.
Why
But
am I
first, tell us about the girl that you want us to call. What's her name?
Her name is Tara.
Okay, and how'd you meet her?
It's kind of a funny story how we met, actually.
It usually never is. So,
She's right.
I met her at a bowling alley.
a bowling alley? Okay, Jeff.
Good one, man.
Not
That
Loved
is
it.
some sarcastic humor right
okay.
there. Sarcastic laughter.
All right.
Sorry, go
Sorry.
ahead, man.
I'm in a bowling league for a long time with my buddies, and we get together every week. Good fun, laughing and joking.
Mm-hmm.
And my buddy Murphy, we call him Murph.
Of course, Murphy's in a bowling league. Yeah.
Yeah, Murphy's a riot. He was telling me a joke while I'm waiting for the ball to come back and the ball return. And all of a sudden, I was distracted for a minute. The ball came back really hard and smashed my fingers right up against the side of the return.
Oh my God, I can feel that.
I can picture
Oh
it too.
my God.
That's the worst.
I just grabbed my own hand.
Yeah.
And my pinky got bent a little. It just was starting to swell up.
Wow. I can imagine.
yeah.
Your entire career of bowling flashing before your eyes.
So where does Tara come into the picture?
So I had to tell Murph and the guys that I couldn't bowl anymore and I had to get some ice.
All right.
So there was a long line at the bar, and there was this lady in front of me, and I needed to get ice really bad, so I asked her if she wouldn't mind if I could get in front of her.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's totally reasonable that you would cut to the front.
Yeah, and she was just really cool. We were just talking for a while after I got my ice and getting to know each other.
Yeah, you always got to reel them in with a little injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, women love a guy that's in pain a little bit.
And then they're like, let me take care of you.
That's right. I like what you did there, Joe. Very smooth.
She seemed very nurturing.
Yeah. Did you ask her out, or was this your guys' date hangout?
Well, I couldn't go back to bowling, and
Right.
I was getting a little hungry, so I said, "Hey, Tara, why don't we grab a burger right here at the diner inside the bowling alley?"
Wow,
Yeah.
Tara, look at that. We're both in a restaurant
I
together.
can't hold the burger, so maybe you could feed it to me. Because my hand is in so much pain.
Lick my pinky.
That would have been a great idea. I mean, I didn't even think of that.
So what did you guys do? Just ate together?
Yeah, we went into the diner. We sat at a booth, ate together, joking around with one another.
It was going well, is what it sounds like. When did it go wrong?
Well, this is where the baby comes in, right?
Yeah, the baby.
Rogue baby.
Yeah, there's a cute little adorable baby in the next booth making faces at me as we're eating. And I don't have kids, but I love kids. So I started making these silly little faces, sticking my tongue out at the baby.
Yeah, that's adorable.
Yeah, I thought it was.
What did Tara think?
She wasn't doing the same thing I was doing. She wasn't making funny faces. Maybe she didn't speak baby talk. I don't know.
No, that's the problem. Translation issue with the baby.
Yeah.
She's not bilingual.
I mean, that doesn't sound like it would ruin anything, though. I don't understand why that's so bad.
Yeah, but I did encourage her to interact with the baby, but she said no chance.
Yeah. And that's a little bit strange there, Joe.
She's like,
It's a little awkward, but
hey, your turn.
like most women that I know, when a guy is interacting with a baby, your immediate thought is, oh, he has nurturing instincts,
Or
right?
in my case, I'm
Yeah.
like weirdo.
Well, maybe that's what she thought. Maybe it was more like Jose.
Yeah, too nice.
I mean, who can't, at least smile or acknowledge a cute little baby that's like a foot away from you?
Yeah, but sometimes guys like you and I, like I was trying to say, are get too excited, and then it gets into
Yeah,
okay.
that's true. I do kind of go overboard sometimes, and I almost ask the people there if they would let me play with the baby, but I didn't ask that. But
Okay, good. That's not even I do
So
that, bro.
creepy. A random
Yeah.
dude in a bowling alley gonna play with your
Excuse me.
baby.
Can I borrow that human real quick?
It
Thanks.
sounds like you did one thing right by not asking that. So how did this all end?
well, at this point, I went back to my buddies at our lane, and then she went back to her friends at her lane. We were like 3 or 4 lanes apart.
Ooh, that could be good or really awkward.
Yeah.
And I waved to her once, and then she was getting ready to leave with her friends before we were leaving. So I quickly went over to her and said, "Hey, Tara, I enjoy talking to you, and maybe we could exchange numbers and meet up sometime."
Yeah.
So we did. We exchanged phone numbers. So I thought at that it was a nice ending to a funny little awkward story of how I met her.
Your pinky got you a number, dude.
All right.
How weird, but I
The
get
tiniest little wingman ever.
So you've reached out to her since then?
Yes,
it. Okay.
and nothing.
That's weird. Why would she give you her number?
And it's
if
really
she-
her number?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's her voice on the voicemail.
Okay, that's the
Oh, good.
big indicator that that is her number.
All right. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a song, come back, call Tara for you, and try and get you a second date update. All right, Joe?
Sounds great.
Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for today's second date update, we're on the phone with a man named Joe. And Joe loves doing 3 things in this world.
What?
Throwing strikes,
Yeah.
eating burgers,
And?
and making babies.
Oh, what?
Giggle.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
There it
makes
is.
them giggle.
I was like, you
That
didn't
is-
say that.
That is a hard man.
Yeah, he recently met a woman named Tara at the bowling alley after he hurt his finger in the ball return. They ended up sitting down in the diner there, eating together, but Joe got distracted by a cute baby in the booth next to them. After that, he was able to get her number, Tara's number, not the baby's, but now Tara is not calling Joe back.
Oh,
That's
man.
That's the most manly thing when you're like, yeah, he likes to do this and this, and then he got distracted by a baby.
Yeah, Jose understands that,
I
Joe,
get
just
it,
so you
dude.
know.
I get it.
Yeah. I mean, if you could talk to her and find out, if I ruined my chances of going out with her because of that darn baby, I'm going to be upset.
So here's my question that I didn't ever ask, because I know when Jose tries to entertain my children, they run in fear,
Yeah,
right?
I'm
They
too
usually cry.
Yeah.
Was the baby into you?
Yeah, the baby was like making like goo goo gaga sounds. I was playing peekaboo with the baby.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, if I could have asked the people that the baby was with, if I could have played with the baby on my lap, I would have.
All right.
Actually really cute.
I
Well,
would love to have a baby on my lap.
Yeah.
you know what, Joe? If we can't get you a date with Tara out of this, maybe we can get you a play date with the baby.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
I think that's illegal somehow.
It's called babysitting. It's fine.
Yeah.
They don't know him.
Well, we'll focus on Tara for now, okay? We're going to dial her number here. You ready?
Yeah, I'm nervous. I hope she picks up.
I hope so, too. We'll find out. Here we go. I'm going to dial it right now.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Tara, please?
Who's this?
Hi, Tara. My name's Jeffrey. I work on the radio. I was wondering if you had a few minutes to talk.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
What's this about?
Well, we do something on our show called a second date update. That's where if you go out with somebody and afterwards they're not calling you back, you can reach out to us and we'll give them a call and try and figure out the reason why.
Yeah.
And the person that reached out to us about you, his name is Joe.
Oh, Joe. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You met him at the bowling alley.
He had that
Yes, and then at the bowling alley.
career-ending pinky injury.
Yeah, he had an epic pinky injury.
Oh, epic.
Epic. I don't think those words have ever been put together.
Epic pinky injury.
Injury for the ages.
He told us a lot about your night together, and he had a lot of positive things to say. He said that you were very kind and very nurturing.
Mm-hmm.
He also mentioned that you guys went into the diner and sat down for a bite to eat.
We did. I love that diner.
Ooh, good. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, he's a good guy. He's kind of cute. You know, I enjoyed the time I had with him at the diner.
Okay. He also told us about the baby that selfishly butted in.
Yeah, that was the most strange interaction I've ever seen.
Whoa.
The most strange?
The thing was that the baby's whole face was covered in snot and like it was just gross. Like, you know, they get those bubbles out their nose and he was breathing heavy and yeah, and the parents didn't seem to care. They're just like eating their chili cheese fries, like not paying this kid any attention.
Wait,
and then Joe was just like hanging out with a baby.
So it was really weird because the kid was covered in snot?
To make it even more bizarre, the family of the baby changed the baby at the table. And he just kept playing with it. Like, as the baby's being changed, he was just playing with the baby. And I kept saying to Joe, like, stop it, stop looking at the baby. And he's like, don't worry, the baby likes it. He likes being changed.
Okay.
So wait.
So it's not so much that he was playing with a baby, it's that he was playing with a dirty baby. That's what bothered you the most.
Dirty baby, gross.
So that's the reason you're not calling him back?
I mean, he seems like a good person. He definitely comes from a good place. Like, he has a good heart. I could tell that about him, but I don't know.
Well, you know, I know Joe would really like to talk with you about this because he's been on the other line listening, and he's heard everything that you said.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hi, Tara.
Oh.
That's
Hi.
Joe.
Oh, my God. I had no idea that you were on the other line listening this whole entire time.
Yeah, I've heard everything, and so you don't like babies, huh?
What?
What? No, it's not that I don't like babies. I don't like dirty babies and people playing with dirty babies. No awareness.
That sounded bad.
I was making funny faces at the dirty baby. It's not like the baby was in my lap.
I think we should stop calling it a dirty baby.
Please, it sounds terrible.
It's kind of funny, though. I'm sorry.
Well, Rogue Baby was better.
Yeah.
I've had 2 dirty babies. It's fine.
Tara, you said that I have no awareness, but I saw the baby was covered in snot and that the baby needed to be changed. That's not my fault. That's the parents not taking care of the baby. You can't blame me for that.
I knew it wasn't your fault, but it was just very unnerving.
I mean, is that the only thing, Tara? Is this all about the baby?
Well, there was kind of something else.
What?
What?
Well, okay, so you asked for my number, and I was kind of on the fence about giving it to you. Like, I was thinking, well, okay, maybe we could hang out. But then when we were back at our lanes, one of your buddies, I think his name was Murph or something or other, he was talking to one of my friends, and he said some very incriminating information about you.
Oh.
How is this just...
What did he say, Murph?
He's, like, bragging about how you're always banging the chicks from the alley and that, like, you know... That's what you do. You're always like on the prowl, and you're always finding alley chicks.
Alley chicks? Is that what you call them in a bowling alley?
Dude, Joe.
That's not true. I don't call him that. That's not true, Tara.
Joe.
Oh, my gosh.
You sleeping with gutter girls?
like Ball Babes or something
The ball.
instead?
You sleep with the Ballbusters team?
Yeah.
No, listen, that's okay. Look, if I'm being completely honest with you right now, I mean, maybe I slept with seven women that I met at the bowling alley.
Why so specific right now, Joe? Why would you do that?
It's definitely 7.
I don't know that we need to say that.
And when I think of the type of women that normally go to the bowling alleys, it's not like the young, cute girls. It's usually the senior citizens that are on the bowling squads.
Hey, don't be judgy, Jeffrey.
There's nothing wrong. If he wants to be with, Mildred and Edna and Bernadette, that's totally his prerogative.
Oh, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of young action going on at the bowling alley. A lot of hot young action.
Oh.
Hot young action.
Well, I
I go
guess
bowling more often.
you and Murph know.
Wait. Excuse me, you're saying that there is hot young action? So you're 110% saying that what Murph told my friend is true.
Well, I didn't sleep with all of them. I mean, we did a lot of other stuff.
What? What?
Second and third base stuff. I wasn't really including that.
Joe,
stop!
You don't have to go into details, man.
You are digging your own grave right now. What are you doing?
I mean, actually, there's a spot behind the video games where if you are in a certain angle, no one will see you for hours.
What? Gross! You're doing it there? No, Joe. No, you're supposed to be telling her how great she is and why she's different than all the other gutter girls or whatever you call them.
Look, I mean, I'm just being completely honest with you and just get everything out in the open. I mean, this is me. This is the real deal.
Oh, wow. Well, I am so glad because it was just, Dirty Baby was one thing, but now gutter girls and alley cats, I'm not interested in that kind of behavior.
Hold on, Tara. Before you go jump into conclusions here, we would love to pay for a second date for you and Joe.
I'm not interested. I don't even like bowling that much. It was like my friend's birthday. So I'm going to say no and stop this right where it is.
Well, I'm sorry, Joe.
Yeah, you were honest.
Tara's not interested.
That's fine. I mean, I don't care. I'm sure there will be another one next week. Now, do some stuff with them behind the video games. I don't care.
Oh, my God.
Gladys is going to love that.
Real classy, Joe.
Oh, my God.
Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I think the best way to make a first impression on a first date is to show her your rage issues right away. You know what I mean? Just rage on the first date the whole time. Usually ladies like that a lot.
Anger to turn us
Yeah,
on.
they do. Oh, they love it. That's why Adam is on the phone right now. He emailed us about a date that he had that he feels didn't go so great because he was a little angry when he showed up to his date. Oh, no. Adam, how are you?
Hey, guys. How are you? I'm good.
Hey, man, first of all, I will say I read your email, and the issue that you had in getting to your date and the way you acted on your date, I can't blame you. I think I would have acted the same way. I've been in this situation a lot. But go ahead and tell everybody about how you met the girl that you want us to call today.
So her name was Ren.
Ren?
And, it was one of those, friend of a friend thing. We were both single. They set us up. Thought she was real good looking. I was really attracted to her. Looking through her pictures, it really seemed like she was going to be a good fit. So I was pretty stoked on the date from the beginning before we even actually met for the date.
Right, before you met and showed her your angry side.
Dude, I didn't mean to show her my angry face. That wasn't the goal of the date.
Yeah, but in your email you said you got there and you just raged for the whole time pretty much, and you felt kind of awkward about it. Explain what happened.
I mean, I gave myself plenty of time to get to coffee. Last thing I want to do on a first date is show up late. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this ass turns into the lane in front of me and starts going 20 miles per hour. And I wasn't running late, but this guy, I felt like he was messing with me because I'm just sitting there. And I'm beeping and I'm honking and I'm trying to be nice first. And then I just lose it. I flip a switch and I start going crazy on this guy. And he's just such a ass because I'm just trying to get somewhere.
You are
you're already raging with us. We're just trying to ask you.
He was an ass guy.
Okay, hey, dude, Adam, you're talking to the king of road rage right here. Yeah. I'm constantly pissed off in my car, so I understand.
You're still shaking.
So, you were angry about this dude.
Yeah, well, of course I was angry. Yeah, okay. But this guy who pulls in front of me makes me 10 minutes late, and that pissed me off. And I tried to let it go, and I guess it was just nervous energy. I just kind of wouldn't shut up, and I just talked, nonstop pretty much the whole date.
Were you talking about this guy the whole time?
Pretty much.
Do you have anger issues normally? Are you an angry guy?
I tend to think I'm pretty even-keeled guy, but
You sound like it. I asked you to recap the incident on the way to the date, and you just went off on us. So you sound like an angry dude. Are you an angry guy, or are you?
I'm not normally, really an angry guy. Mm-hmm. I think it was just the nervous energy of going to the date, and I think it's a mix of both of those things. I just kind of, had a tough time.
Did you explain to her that you were upset at a guy that you?
I did. I think it just came off angry.
Yeah, I can see how that happened.
Did she comment about your anger? Did she say, like, whoa, you're still pretty upset about this?
Not really. I mean, she was pretty quiet about it. She was really quiet.
Probably quiet because she was scared for her life. People get that way.
That's where I felt real bad with. I just kind of just talked nonstop for 45 minutes.
Did she get a word in edgewise?
I mean, not much.
All right,
really.
So you talked at her the whole time.
Well, I mean, at the end, I said to her, I asked her about going out on another date, and I apologized to her, and I said that, I'm not normally like this and all this stuff, and we slapped five.
You high-fived at the end of the date?
Oh, I wasn't going to kiss her. I was, sweating from being so nervous and pissed off.
What kind of five are we talking about here? Like on the side, down low, high five?
Up high.
Up high, all right. So you gave her a high five to say goodbye. Did you ask to see her again?
We did interlock fingers, though, guy.
Oh, nice. That's almost a handhold. You almost held her hand on the first date. Did you ask to see her again?
Well, yeah, we talked about it, and I mentioned I'd throw her a text, and I've texted her a few times, and I haven't really heard back. So I'm kind of curious. I know it didn't go great, but I thought it ended good.
After you apologized to her, did you say, oh, I totally understand, I've been there before, or?
Not so much.
Mm. So she seemed upset.
Yeah, I mean, I told her. I said I told her that, my energy level was off, and I was really nervous for the date as it was. And then this happened, and it just totally threw me. And I feel horrible about it, and I told her that, and she seemed receptive to it.
Yeah.
But this whole situation, it didn't go well, and I really want a second chance because I think her and I could really do well together, and I think that even with my anger issues, the little bit of road rage and stuff, I feel like a girl like her could really calm me down.
Okay.
Oh, that's kind of sweet.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Great, thank you, guys.
All right, try not to freak out. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Adam is on the phone with us. He wants us to call a girl named Rin today for his second date update. They went out, met for coffee. He was 10 minutes late and ended up being very frustrated from a road rage incident that made him late. Feels like he just vented about the thing the whole time and was just angry and didn't even let her get a word in edgewise while they had their coffee date. Adam, you about ready to give her a call?
I'm ready, man.
All right, I was thinking about this. Most girls, when they list the traits that they like in a potential mate, they usually say something like, I like a guy who's sensitive, a guy who's caring, good job, very responsible. They usually don't list potential homicidal maniac as a good quality. So that's probably why she's not calling you back. I mean, if you went on a first date with somebody and they showed up a little late, first of all, that's one strike against you, and then proceeded to just be angry the whole time, I doubt you'd be so willing to call him back, too.
I mean, I think that's kind of the issue, and that's why I'm trying to make it work with her again, because I really do feel like I had a bad representation.
You want a do-over.
Yeah, I just want to try one more time. I want to kind of show Ren the Adam that I really am.
Okay.
And you think this call is going to do it for you? You've got a level head on you right now.
Yeah, can we just get this going so I don't get pissed off about it?
Okay. All right, I'm going to call it right now, man. Here we go.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Ren, please?
This is she.
Hey, Ren, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio program.
I'm sorry, I think you have the wrong number.
No, I'm pretty sure I have the right number, Ren. There's not a whole lot of Rens, and I was given your number by a guy named Adam to call you today.
What?
Yeah. Adam is a listener to our show, and he says he recently went out on a date with you, but you're not calling him back. And he asked us to see if we could get you on the phone and ask why.
How do you know him?
He listens to our radio show. Adam wanted us to call you to ask if he did something wrong on your date or there's a particular reason that you don't want to see him again.
I don't even really know how to respond to this.
I know
Did
it's
he talk to you about this?
He did. He told us that you went out for coffee, and he said that he was a little late, and he actually feels bad because he thinks that he may have been a little upset from a traffic incident, and he wasn't very attentive to you on your date.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Is that a pretty accurate description?
Yeah, I would say so. I get this is what you guys do, so I don't mean to be disrespectful at all. I'm just kind of like,
No,
oh my God.
it's fine. I appreciate you taking the time out to talk to us. We just want to pass along a message to Adam and give him your perspective on the first date.
Yeah, I can talk about that. My experience with Adam was very limited, and I'm not a very confrontational person.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very, very angry, and I think that the first 10 minutes of the time that we very, very first were introduced to each other, it was really just all about this driving experience he had being so frustrated with this other person.
Was he like cussing and stuff when he was explaining it to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it was so over the top that I would have need to have left, because I would have done that if it was really, really that bad. If he was.
That's what I was
out
going to
of
ask you,
control.
Ren. I was going to ask you if at any point you were scared for your life.
No, I wouldn't say that. It really wasn't like that, but it was pretty intense. Even when he finally went to go get us some coffee, which he did, finally pull himself up to be like, okay, I'm going to go get us some coffee. But
Pulls himself together.
even in that moment when he goes to order the coffee, I can hear him from all the way at the other end of the shop, and he's ordering, and he just sounds aggressive.
So was he like yelling at the barista and stuff like that? I'm picturing him just tearing up this Starbucks or wherever you're at.
No, it really wasn't like that. It wasn't like he was unkind toward the people around him necessarily. It's just the manner in which he was dealing with things. It was just like pent up. You know, when somebody's really upset about something, and even though they are doing something normal, it's in an abnormal way.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other thing that was tough. It was manifesting in like sweat.
Oh.
He was so mad that he was sweating?
Well, I don't know if he just sweats, if that's a thing, independent of what was going on, but it seemed like it was fueled, or at least like made a lot worse by his emotional space.
Ren, it's called hyperhidrosis. It's just people who can't control their sweat glands. Okay, they sweat a ton. Maybe he has that.
How do you know this?
So you don't want to see him again because he's an angry, sweaty mess.
It's not just that he was sweating a lot and being angry. He was sweating profusely, like in the palms of his hands. There was sweat dripping down him and then collecting like under, I'm trying to think of the right way to say this, man boobs, you know?
Oh gosh.
He sweated out his whole shirt?
Like dark, just covered in sweat.
Oh, man.
It stains, boob stains?
Yeah, that's bad. If he's pitting out a little bit, that's kind of like, whoa, man, you sweat a lot. But if his whole shirt was sweated out?
I don't think that's being...
That's what I was concerned about, because I know that when I'm upset, like, I'll sweat a little bit, and that's normal, but it was, whoa, it was so much.
I'd be curious to find out if it's an issue or if it's just his anger that makes him sweat like that. Aren't you curious to at least know?
Honestly, maybe he's a really great person that just had a really bad day, but I just don't want to deal with it.
Okay.
I really don't.
That's cool. Thank you for giving us an answer. I appreciate it. But I really need to find out about this sweat, and that's why I'm glad you're still on the phone, because Adam is also on the phone and heard everything you just said.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
Hi, Ren.
Oh, my God. First of all, I'm really, really sorry. Look, this is really, I'm sorry, and then I'm also, like, annoyed to be put in this situation. But I am sorry if you heard things that I said that are unflattering.
Oh, my God. You don't need to feel bad, Ren. Pretty much everything you said is true.
Oh, no.
I mean, I can kind of explain the sweating thing, the anger stuff. The sweating thing, let's start with that.
Point one.
So, I mean, I threw a hoodie and a coat on, and it ended up not being as cold out as I anticipated. By the time I was all pissed off at this guy in front of me, I started sweating in the car because I was blasting the heat, and I was so pissed off I wasn't thinking about it. The coffee shop had the heat on. I couldn't stop sweating, and I knew I was, and I know that my man boobs were sweating.
Yeah, and that was a crappy thing for me to say about man boobs. That was rude. I'm sorry. That was just the first.
No,
it was
I
just
don't
the easiest.
care. That's what I think I want you to hear. It's like I'm not that angry guy. I know I was sweaty. I know I was hot as and I thought if I didn't pay attention to it, you wouldn't mention it. Like I was so lost in that date, and like I didn't know what to do, and I went home and showered right away. I was looking in the mirror, and like I literally was mortified by myself because I was really excited about this date, and like I never tell friends about going out with anybody, but for some reason I was kind of stoked on you, and I just crashed and burned, and I kind of do that a lot in life, and I just want you to know that I really am sorry. And as far as you and I are concerned, like I'd love one more shot, just one more chance to maybe sweat it out with you and
sweat it out. Hey, Ren, would you like to go out with Adam again? I will pay for a second date. We can send you guys to a spin class or something where sweat is supposed to be there. And would you maybe give him another shot to see if he's not so flustered this time? He can do a better job.
Adam, I'm like, this is awkward, and I just want to say I appreciate you eventually being honest. I think that what I would have preferred is if you could have communicated this to me not on a radio station, because you did contact me and you didn't really ever just come out and say.
I totally get it, Ren. I mean, as crazy as I was there, it's probably crazier that I ended up on the radio with you right now. But I tried calling and I texting you, and, you never got back to me. And so, like, I felt like this was my last option of how I could get a hold of you.
Ren, will you do it? Will you go out with him one more time?
Come on, Ren. We've never had anyone be so sincere.
Will you drive, please, just so we're
And he's funny.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah.
One more day. Nice. All right. Ren, thank you for your time. Adam, congratulations. You got your second date, man.
Thank you, guys. Ren, this is going to be great. I promise you. I'll see you soon.
Adam, 2 words before your next date, all right? Gold bond. Okay?
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
The text in at 78592 about today's second date update. It just says 4 words, gold bond and Uber. Which could have helped out Adam a lot on his date. He wanted to call a girl named Ren. He was a little late for their coffee date. He got into a little road rage incident on the way. And he thought that was the reason why he wasn't getting a call back, because he was just venting about that the whole time.
Yeah.
It's partly why he wasn't getting a call back, but he was also super sweaty.
Yeah.
Because he was nervous and upset, and I guess he was just drenched in sweat the whole time.
Well, and he dressed wrong. It's hard sometimes, You do the sweatshirt and the coat, and then you realize it's too late. I mean, like, once you start sweating, you can't take any of it off.
No, you have to leave it on because now you have pit stains.
Yeah, and now it's like 80 times worse.
Yeah.
And like, what a bad day to start already with the rotor incident and then just keep snowballing.
Yeah,
It's a bad sign.
It was a spiral. But
That is
I
definitely.
think they're going to recover. I think they're going to be good.
Yeah, they decided to go out again still. And he'll just make sure that he wears enough deodorant and maybe takes that texter's advice and gets some Gold Bond and rubs down and everything else to make sure that he doesn't get too sweaty on his next date.
I really think he needs to learn how to layer clothing. It's going to help him a lot.
It will, definitely. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.